Howdy folks! So recently I really wanted to do a grenade only run in Cyberpunk. The problem is, I don't really like the game. However, I just thugged it out. And now that I have everything recorded and I'm in the editing phase, I realized I really don't want to do this video. I mean, since you're seeing it, clearly I did. However, this seems like a very daunting task because this is the longest game I've had to make a video on. And, well, there's a lot of game to it, so we're gonna kind of just push through a lot of it, and I hope you enjoy the ride. So let's get into it. What are the rules? Rule number 1, I can only use grenades. I know that sounds simple, but there's a lot of grenade launchers and other explosives that aren't viable unless it's actually in the grenade slot. Rule number 2, if the game strips me of my grenades, then I have to use melee only, because this game likes to do that a lot. And rule number 3, mandatory shooting sections do not disqualify the run. This game has a lot of big set pieces and they're really fun, but it also forces you to use a pistol many times. So I had to add the rule. So let's get into the video.
Should I just make this game more of a pain by doing very hard?
A little anesthesia.
We start with the street kid background and set our broken nose. Now we gotta talk to Ears, or whatever his name was, in order to steal cars for him. That's where we meet Jackie, the best part of this entire game. It's a shame what happens to him though.
You heard him.
Well, that job was a setup anyhow. In V, we quickly became friends with Jackie after the cops kicked us a little. You know, water under the bridge and all that stuff.
Come on, let's go have some lunch.
So we have some lunch and start a montage that skips us right into the action, where we have a job to save someone from, I don't know, black market kidney snatchers. All right, Jackie, here's the big part. I'm believing in you. Wait, hold on. Fuck, are you kidding me? Already. And the run is already over. Or so I thought. See, I didn't want to do any unnecessary attacks that ruin the run, and I try everything I possibly can before I have to move on to using guns. But this isn't a mandatory shooting section. I did not realize that V came prepared with 2 grenades. This is why you always check your HUD extra hard when starting a new challenge. But I thought I only had 2. Oh! So going into this run, I was relying on Jackie to get us out of this predicament. But unfortunately, your AI companions aren't the brightest or sharpest shooters. Alright, Jackie, go get him. Plus, unlike COD, they can die. Ish. Oh shit, he's coming to me, no! They just get laid out and writhe around on the floor in pain for a couple of minutes. So, once we get Jackie in there to do even less damage than me, I just wait around the corner for him to wake up and get back into action. Jackie, I need you to get up. I had not played this game since like right before Edge Runners came out, but I was still under the impression that I had to buy grenades and the different varieties, so I needed to be a kleptomaniac so I can sell it to the nearest bidder, and then I'd be able to stockpile grenades. What I hadn't noticed is that they slowly recharge over time, which is why, again, pay attention to your HUD when starting a challenge. Yoink. What? Grenades reload? What? Alright, good. Good to know. Oh yeah, let's do this. Because I spent like 15 minutes running around this hallway back and forth with the literal first enemy of the game. But during this time, I got to thinking, maybe quick hacks are okay as long as they aren't the type that damages enemies. Oh shit. No fair, guys. I don't have any. So, while it is a small help in buying time, it's not going to discount the run because we're still fighting using just grenades. Jackie, get up! With the newfound knowledge, we start pushing the rest of the gang and start picking them off one explosion at a time. And remember, if you can bounce a grenade off an enemy, do it because it does damage. Sure, not much, but when someone is only 8 health away, you're going to wish you bounced it off of their schmeat. Once Jackie finishes off the big guy, get him, Jackie! You save the gal, give her the trauma team, and on our peaceful ride back home, we get ambushed by people we just fought. And I thought this was the first mandatory shooting section, but turns out maybe this will work.
Got you, asshole.
Don't do it.
B, aim for the driver.
You can just chill and they'll crash on their own.
You have to do shit, I guess.
So Jackie drops us off at home and he takes our frames with him. So a quick game restart is needed. Don't forget while taking elevators to use the distract enemies quick hack, because you're forced into a loading section anyways. You might as well earn a little XP. I mean, it's not like we're gonna cheese our way to the top with this one, but added over time we might squeeze out an extra perk point. Anyways, we run to Vic, the Ripper doc, to clear a virus that V had picked up while saving that one chick.
Finally, once Vic's done dusting your circuits, we'll hash out what Dex has cooked up for us.
I wonder.
On the way, I wanted to see if I can just... well, you can, so a quick restart is needed. We're back in working order with Vic's help. After leaving the clinic, I wanted to make a lot of money so I can just upgrade my throwables as quick as possible, but not do a lot of work for it. So I decided to investigate a quick police call where they're having disagreements with the Tiger Claws. From a different angle, I decided to get involved and hope for the best. After all, they had loot I wanted. But after that, I had to talk to Dexter Deshawn, and he gives us a job where we have to complete a smaller task first, like stealing a Militech drone, and speak with the person who wants the job done.
V, this is
But she
important.
wants to vet us first,
Judy's always
so we
been
can
there
skip
for
her
me.
vetting since it's just a
Always
brain
helped
dance
out.
tutorial. However, we do get to meet Judy, who is hot. That's all.
Hey, there you are. Righto.
While choosing perks, I decided to push the technical ability tree, because that's the one that makes my grenades recharge faster, and also my health supplies recharge faster, so I don't have to hide in corners as long.
Aw, man. That was my one grenade.
We take care of another NCPD call-in so we can get some easy XP before we meet up with Militech in order to burn Maelstrom. I know, I've been throwing a lot of names at you, but odds are you've played the game. And if you haven't, all the weird names are just factions.
Promise me that bot.
So,
Relax.
the Militech lady gives us money to use on Maelstrom, and we do.
Without batting a fucking eye.
It fries everybody hooked up to their network. Oh, also Jackie is there. He met us at the front door, but now we shoot our way out of the building. Be sure to scavenge any bodies lying around. You'll need to sell it later. Once we finish everybody in the room, we grab the bot and move on.
Grab the gear. Bot and control shard. Quick.
Fighting our way through the building, we can sneak, but I need the XP. Unfortunately, they have a net runner. It's essentially this guy.
Oh, fuck.
And usually it isn't a problem because you can shoot them to interrupt their hack attacks.
Jackie, move. Move, Jackie.
But sometimes you forget your gun at home, so now you gotta throw nades. Unless you run out, because the net runners are usually hiding behind a group of enemies. All this means you just gotta manage your heals, because if they pop off a quick damage hack, it can be easily lights out for you. And your shinobi skills increase with vaulting, climbing, and dashing. So you'll see me just dashing around for a while waiting for my grenades and health to recharge. At the very end though, the final exit door, we get to fight Royce, the new big leader of Maelstrom. And this fight took me like 20 minutes of non-stop dodging and waiting for my grenades to recharge. Hoping Rice stays still long enough for me to bounce one off of his forehead so he can take the full explosion and I can get the best damage out of it. Unfortunately, harder than surviving this was getting to hear him yell 80 times, "Now I've blown a circ."
Oh, no, he's on the move.
We've been fighting for so long that the battle music is fully cut out. So I get to hear him yelling this even more.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Jump scare.
He's even cutting off his other voice lines just to yell about blown circuits.
It ain't going your way, you. No, I'm blown a shot.
So we move on. Right before the big raid on Arasaka, we do just a couple of more jobs to get those extra perk points. It's telling me to defeat or lose the tails, but like they have guns and they're on easily explodable vehicles.
A blast and pocket grenade launcher.
We meet up with Jackie at the Afterlife to discuss the job with Dex, and jump right into the tower. To start, we guide a little spider bot across a few rooms and through the vents.
Okay, flatheads in.
Sending it right up into the only netrunner in the building and taking him out. Luckily, there's no command to zap, so we don't fail the run. Now, we make our way to the package in Yorinobu's room, and I steal his gun because it's at least worth one schmeckle.
Some kind of dead zones, my guess. Have it back in a sec.
Then we get our hands on the thing we came here to steal, witness some family drama, loot Daddy Arasaka, and get shot at by security. Unfortunately, we had to put our guns away right before we came into the building, so there's no nades with us. So I thought we would have to try to sneak around. I mean, it is possible, but the game wants us to do stealth takedowns here. And I can't just afford to ruin the run, especially so early in the game. So we just have to full send it to the elevators, which worked better than I thought. Unfortunately, the game has decided that would just be too easy, and it is going to kill the run. We need to take out the Arasaka officer who has the key card to the elevators. But instead of using a gun to get this done easily, we gotta use quick hacks to overheat and short circuit. Why? Well, it's because it's not a mandatory shooting section. Guns will always be the last resort, though this is still a bummer. However, we can finally beat the rest of the game without being forced to change our build. Finally, on the first floor, we haul ass to another elevator that will take us to the parking garage. We jump into the Delamain cab and we are forced into a shooting section where we gotta take out some drones, and unfortunately, we do have to shoot them. We can't just survive long enough like the guys in the first mission. Once we get far enough, if the drones are still active, there's a death barrier, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. So, we take down the drones, and much like the game, this Arasaka heist also makes the challenge go tits up. But we get to say goodbye to Jackie, who would have been fine if he kept the relic in. But now, we got it. And Dex decides to off us too.
Can't risk it, V. Remember our first convo?
I'll fucking kill you!
Seems I've chosen the quiet life after all. No blaze of glory for me.
Unfortunately, this isn't where the story ends. We still got like 20 more hours of tomfoolery after yet another section where they take my nades from me. Game, I just want to run around and plant explosives at people's feet. Is that so much to ask for? Well, apparently it is. But my dedication to not being able to play the game right will not be impeded. Any and all of Johnny Silverhand's sections will be melee only because I got tired of Rogue doing so little damage, like 1 damage per target. So we wake up in some garbage, and unfortunately, I don't get to have revenge on the fat man. Instead, you know what we get? Another shooting section, woo! Though, I'm not entirely sure if we have to shoot anyone because the motorcycles are taken out by Takamura. This guy.
Quiet.
Although, I'm pretty sure I do have to shoot this Mantis Blades guy, but we don't kill him. Alright, we kinda do. Takamura takes us to Vic, and we spend the next few days sleeping. Essentially, we learn that we are a paranoid schizophrenic with the gun, well, grenades, and we are ready to make it the world's problem. But now that we're free to move around as we please, we gotta stop at the guns and stuff store so we can buy stuff with our hard-earned rat looting. Grenades, fuck yeah, finally. We got higher quality nades. We went to pursue leads on how to save ourselves and went back to the clouds to find Evelyn, that chick with the Arasaka job. But in order to get in, we gotta tune our dating profile to something that we would love.
Scanning your personal profile.
matches. Is that normal or?
But we gotta get into the VIP lounge, and fortunately, I found the keys on this body in the bathroom. Look, there's no other way in. I didn't kill him. You gotta give me a pass here. Besides, we were already playing fast and loose with the rules, let's be honest. But besides his bathroom mishap, the rest of it went off without a hitch. I snuck right into the manager's room, I threatened him, while robbing the employees' lockers, of course. He sent us over to this back alley dude guarded by these dorks who try to act tough, which didn't end well for them.
That message would be
Two things. Urgent and confidential.
meaning.
Meaning you've got a choice.
Oh, yeah?
You either get your shit kicked in for being slow, or for being a nosy prick.
Fine.
Fuck
Let her
this.
through.
Then we beat information out of this futuristic hag raven.
Pathetic. A waste of words. I'm a hair away from putting you down.
Two beefers from a BD studio took her. Didn't even know their names.
Want details, damn it.
Before we continue, we gotta get to the most important thing of this run. Upgrades, people, upgrades. How else are we going to get grenades that recharge faster? Oh, and speaking of upgrades, the best one we can ever ask for, the projectile launch system. If you don't think this counts for the run, I implore you to remember. What the fuck does implore me? Why the fuck am I using words like this? What? Somebody take this man's thesaurus. If you don't think this counts for the run, I implore you to remember that we're already playing fast and loose with the rules. And more importantly, it goes into the grenade slot. So what I got to say about that is we attend Jackie's funeral, get some XP as well as a cool bike, take Judy on a good old-fashioned killing spree to the actual location where Evelyn's being held. Judy holds her own, but she doesn't do enough damage to drop anyone without our help. So we use her as a distraction. Soon after, Takamura suggests we raid yet another Arasaka location because security is a joke in this universe. We just use our fancy double jump to clear our way to the building without being spotted. We set off some distractions and upload a virus to the main computer. All that grinding we did before the Arasaka raid has really come into help because this double jump trivializes platforming, making escape a breeze.
That roof. That is your will. There are buildings around. Smaller ones. Use them to come down.
We greet the locals on our way out and gather some easy XP at the afterlife. Well, in its parking lot. But all in good service to collect a handful of dollars that they are worth. We finally talk to Rogue, after a fee of course.
It's okay.
Yeah, move you little bitch.
All my
Come back
hard-earned
tomorrow.
dollars.
We'll talk.
And she helps us take down a flying car to catch a dude who might be able to help with the whole Silverhand brain rot thing.
Hey, whoa, lady, chill.
We accidentally have to take care of a cyberpsycho, and I employ this really effective strategy where you run and jump high up in the air and beam a nade off of their forehead.
Oh my god, this is gonna take forever.
Don't do it to me. I beg you. No.
Nothing. You have nothing to do with this decision.
God damn it.
Hell, I was even able to comply with Regina Jones and take them down non-lethally. I mean, I wasn't really trying to. At this point, it's all about the XP, but it all worked out, I guess. With that in mind, we start Claire's race missions
Come on, baby.
Claire?
and then head to Pacifica while waiting for Claire to be ready to race. This also helps in getting that part of the story out of the way. We talk to Placide and get sent to clear out a mall for them while they implant a viewing device in my hardware, software, cyber stuff. Who can see this turning south? Either way, we sneak our way into the mall and all the way up to the van that we need to hack. Using any non-damaging hacks we have at our disposal, we sneak past even more people. Thank God that the stealth system is basic as hell.
Man, fuck this.
Oh my God, this worked. Just gotta gear up for the big boss fight and just tiptoe my J's right around her until we get to the agent and take him out. And big surprise, the shady dudes who don't like outsiders have used me. So I gotta come to terms with that. Well, time to kill people. Okay, I'm there. Let's do this. Why can I not? Just why?
Sid, il est toujours vivant. Mais par contre, comment? Il est comme un zombie. Viens pour Kounia là.
Anyways, to put it lightly, we are nettled. But we pretend to forgive them and jump into the deep web. We have another Johnny flashback where, with 2 helpers, we let them take care of the enemies for a while, because I watched this dude for like 20 minutes. There's like 30 people and we gotta shoot to them. Look, we already failed the challenge again. All right, like I said, Johnny sections don't count because there's no nades in them. So skirting that is melee. And this is a long section, so I'm gonna play the guns melee as the most useful thing we have.
Affirmative! You ain't dead. Suck it up. Taking heavy damage.
And then we have a little mandatory shooting section where I gotta shoot these guys in the car chase, but I didn't really shoot anyone. I just hit their engine block with the 577 Nitro Express.
We don't have much time.
Mainframe. Gotta find the main.
Can I have my allies do this one?
Holy fuck, that is a big ass bullet. Where does this lead? Yet another Arasaka raid. And every time I gotta try to see if our allies can actually make it by themselves.
Fuck it.
The short answer, nope. I then learned that it's more fun to just throw fisticuffs with them than use the guns melee. This makes it easier to bend the rules for the run because in a backwards way, this is kind of harder. So it counts more, I guess. Look, and since there's a lot of enemies spawning, I think the best strat is to drive-by donkey punch someone. And this is what I do for the entire raid. Sneak around picking people off one by one.
Focus fire, goddammit!
Yeah. All the way up until the big guy at the end. This time, it's my entire team trying to reenact RoboCop as I'm beating him into the dirt. Unfortunately, he's got a fast-moving cyberware crap, so I only get in a couple of good hits out of like 15.
Ooh. Ooh. Get him. Get him.
But we keep at it until we whittle his health down.
Yeah, bitch. I win.
This current raid on Arasaka was to save Alt, but she currently got turned into this thing.
Johnny.
In the modern time, she's a deep web AI that we can use to separate Keanu and V. We just gotta get Alt to Mikoshi. It shouldn't be too difficult, since this game does nothing but make Arasaka security look like a joke.
To save her life.
This is a BBS address. It will be our secure communication channel.
Voodoo boys.
They shall let you pass unharmed. Those were our terms.
Those were Alt's terms, but see, I hold a grudge, so
I think I'll be all right anyway.
The final obstacle is a boss fight with Placide, which should be pretty easy. Just run and jump around the room.
Oh, it's this fucking guy.
Because between grenade recharges, I'm sprinting around the room like a madman thanks to the perk where it's harder to get hit while you sprint. And when you have enough RAM, disable his spiderware and lava nade at his feet. Rinse and repeat for like 20 minutes. Either way, Placide goes down and we can move on with our lives.
If I need your body, I'll fucking...
Oh, didn't mean this.
Did you wait outside?
I meant this important stuff. Easy XP for more levels that I needed. I don't know. I have a tendency to not min-max challenges, which means I have over 20 hours of shit to sift through in order to make a video. That's on me though. But we're really speeding along on this because now I got a good groove on how I play. I also got the relevant perks where my grenades recharge faster and the cyberware that makes my grenades more powerful and also charge faster. So, we can move through this bitch quickly. We meet Pan Am, we use her people to get all blue cyberware.
Cool, we're all blue. Hey, Pan Am, I'm back. Sorry.
And get the drop on people who ripped her off and stole her ride.
Covering you. We have to pick all of them. Watch out! Grenade!
God damn.
And now that they are taken care of, we can loot the buildings for any little thing that's not bolted down, so we can sell it. However, Pan Am's thirst for revenge just isn't satiated yet.
He was the first person I worked with after leaving the Aldecaldos. After I came to Night City.
Buddy, I don't want to hear your sob story.
So, we head to the hideout where the rest of them are and quickly take care of them.
Nice work.
Fuck, am I stuck? Okay, we're good.
They're on their last legs.
But every game and every challenge I know I should be min-maxing, but oh boy, I just keep falling right back into my loot goblin ways.
Hold on, the loot goblin is getting to me. Must grab. Run around like a loot goblin.
But with that being said, we finally got revenge for Pan Am.
Well, if it isn't the Netrunner.
On our way to taking down flying cars, we ran into this fun little glitch.
It's there, coming from Pacifica. All right, get ready.
And because the game is allergic to letting you do things your own way, we have another mandatory shooting section. Turns out, a couple of Pan Am's boys tried to be good Samaritans and help out the crashing car. And yeah, this is still going on.
Oh no, no.
A hard reset later and we're back in action, making a mess of the Trauma Team bots.
Oh my fucking god. While recharging our grenades, we try to figure out how to get close enough to take out the turrets because their aimbot is some bullshit. So, we try to rush the side so we could just disable it, but once again, in all of Cyberpunk's glory, it didn't work. I started fucking circling the damn thing to no avail. I couldn't hack the little side panel thing or force the doors open or break the turrets. I just died over and over and over again. So, I had to reload to before we detonated the EMP just to get everything to reset for that damn APC panel to activate properly.
At this point, I think it's wrong to like Cyberpunk, no matter how hot these women are. But here we are at the end of a video. We barely made any progress to the story, but we did get pretty strong and we found a good rhythm on how to get out of any situation we got. You just run, jump, and hide until all of your grenades recharge, and then you go back to it and start throwing them again. I just don't like the rework of having your grenades recharge. I was thinking I was gonna come into this run and I was gonna become a kleptomaniac, stealing, breaking into people's houses, and hoarding a pile of gold so big to make Smaug, the dragon from The Hobbit. A gold pile so big to make the dragon jealous. And then with that gold pile, I would then take it, go to the nearest gun store, and then proceed to stock up on nades and bomb the city so hard that I would make Blouse jealous. But that's just not how it is. You just hide and wait for your grenades to recharge. But to me, the video has ran on too long and I dislike this game. And in truth, I think fuck this game. I've had game-breaking glitches back to back multiple times throughout the run. I've had audio dropping. I don't know why my Cyberpunk decides it just doesn't want to work. I mean, I did get this funny thing where the game bails me out a couple times where I have Oda just stuck in the air and I got to sit back and bomb him. Thank God he wasn't a character that uses guns and he just kept trying to attack me. But what was he stuck on? What? What's he doing? I mean, it is funny, but it's also frustrating. There's so many sections where the game just strips you of everything but a gun, and it just bails me out on all these big bosses. It's just, I don't know. Here's me defeating Atom Smasher as proof that I finished the game, because I don't want to do a part 2. Either way, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. You stay pretty.